The Minnesota Vikings absolutely dominated the Indianapolis Colts. It does not show up on the scoreboard. That's something that we should preface. This is the Week 9 recap for the Vikings matchup with the Indianapolis Colts. In which, what did I just say? They dominated. They dominated yards. They dominated first downs. They dominated everything you could ever ask for. Time of possession, all of that.
Absolutely. You guys moved to 6-2.
Oh yeah. Easy
6
win.
and
Easy
2.
win. Not easy, but easy,
Back in the win column. All that matters,
Mm-hmm.
let's start to build that win streak and move forward. But welcome back to another episode of the BuiBros Football Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Quinn Bowie, and I, of course, cheer for the LA Chargers.
Woo!
Across from me, my brother Brandon.
And I cheer for the Minnesota Vikings.
Yes,
Bang, bang.
yes.
Like you said, another win, after a 2-game slide, which was unfortunate. But also, we played two good teams. And we hung in there with both the teams. We didn't get blown out any of those games, so it was pretty good. But yeah, 6-2 is a great record at this point in the season. And we've got a decent schedule coming up, so we feel pretty good about the team.
Yeah, no, before the game on Sunday, I mentioned to you, it's too bad that Anthony Richardson's not going to be quarterbacking for the Colts, because he's just been an absolute disaster. I read an article the other day talking about how everybody's just shitting on Bryce Young and how much of a draft bust he is, but not a lot of that attention is going to Anthony Richardson and the Colts. 4th overall, high expectations. Yes, the project, blah, 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 blah. We all know the story, but it would have been, in my mind, a little bit of an easier time to sit back and watch instead of comeback player of the year, Joe Flacco. He has been doing quite well, slowing down now in the last couple of games, but hey, at the end of the day, you won. It doesn't matter who was quarterbacking. The Vikings got the job done.
Yeah, I think the thing with Anthony Richardson is that he got injured, and then the Colts did pretty well without him. So you don't notice like this god-awful record like the Panthers have. You know what I mean? Whereas they may have been that way if he continued to start. Who knows, right? So,
right.
But people are kind of giving him a pass on these injuries, whereas, being injured is unfortunate, but also availability is the best ability, right? So, no Anthony Richardson. Joe Flacco came in, did not have a good game.
Nope.
The offense scored 6 points. The defense scored 7 points, which we can talk about as well in a bit. But the Vikings come out with a win, 21-13, so an 8-point game, one score, which it didn't feel like that at all. Like there was a time, I think we had like almost 20 minutes time of possession to their 6 minutes. And the score was like 7-0 for the Colts. It just didn't feel right. It felt like everything that could go wrong would go wrong, including Will Reichard.
Points.
Well, yeah. Will Reichard getting injured. And he missed 2 kicks, his first 2 misses on the season, which sucked, and it was like 52, okay, he missed. Okay, give him a pass, even though he's been making those. And then we come up right before the half for a 31, I believe, and he misses that as well. And that's when, and I had just mentioned to Carly, I was like, this just feels like a game where things go wrong. It was the same with the Colts 2 years ago. Things went wrong until the big comeback, and then things went right. But before that, it was like pick 6, block punt to touchdown. It was just, things were just going wrong. And so that's what this game kind of felt like. We were driving, pick in the end zone, which was a nasty pick from Sam Darnold. He had 2.
It was the whole Sam Darnold experience.
2 bad picks, but then only 6 incompletions on the day. He actually, I think he did extremely well. Those picks, like we said, are not good. But
yeah, so 28 out of 34, 290, 3-2.
Yeah, and the 3 were nice, and the 2 were really bad. but almost 300
So
yards.
it balances out. It
Yeah.
balances out.
28 to 34 is really good. So I actually liked the game from Darnold. I thought he did really well, especially you throw 2 ugly picks and it doesn't stop you from just like these tight window throws, very tight window throws. He had a throw to Johnny Munt that wasn't a touchdown because Johnny didn't catch it, but he could have caught it, and it was one of the tightest windows you'll ever see. And so that was actually very, very impressive, and it's so cool to see him making those throws after. I think that he only thrown 1 pick at that point, but still, like the confidence with the coach and the quarterback to make big time throws, even when you're like, ooh, I just threw a bad pass, I don't want to do that again, and he doesn't seem to have that question in his DNA. So he's just
he's not seeing ghosts anymore.
The guy's a baller. You know?
Yeah, and for having the career that he's had and the doubt cast on him, like he has, for him to overcome 2 bad picks, throw for nearly 300 yards. I mean, yes, he has the support system, but and the coaching, and those matter, right? You get time and time again. Bryce Young, we talked about him earlier. Sometimes you get put in a terrible situation. A new coach coming in, rookie coach, like just people on a rotating basis, and it's never good for the development and early taking quarterbacks. Anyway, so Sam Darnold, after spending a year as a backup in San Francisco, getting coached up by Kyle Shanahan, comes over to the KOC, same tree. Oh wait, no. He's Sean McVay.
Yeah, but same tree, like way back. Like they coached on.
They're all a branch of a branch.
Yeah,
of a branch.
with Mike Shanahan.
The multiverse of NFL football offenses.
Yeah, exactly.
Like he's done extremely well. This is awesome. And of course, Justin Jefferson, 7 for 137. The best, unquestioned, the best. 2 weeks ago, he said, "Oh, I haven't really gotten over that 100-yard hump," and back-to-back weeks, he got over that hump.
Oh man, he's so good, and
he sets the bar, and then he crosses it.
Yeah, he had like 5 catches or something of over 20 yards. One was like a 41-yard almost touchdown, which was a dime from Darnold too. It was just the things that they do are awesome, and it's nice to see like he's kind of being forced the ball a little bit too much sometimes. That's what leads to some of these picks and there's some bad throws or there's some bad decisions just because he's like, Justin will catch it, and it doesn't always work out. But when it does work out and you can kind of feel he's kind of got like the hot hand of the day, which happens often. It's looking good. No touchdown this week. But the Jordan Addison one-handed touchdown was crazy, actually.
What a wild week of football for catches.
Oh, yeah. There were some great catches. But I think the Addison one is very impressive as well. It's not so flashy like way back here, but it is a one hand while you're diving, and he never touches with the other hand. You know what I mean? Like, it was actually very impressive.
Addison or Garrett Wilson?
What's that?
Addison or Garrett Wilson?
You can't ask me that. You can't ask me that.
Objectively,
there's no objective. There's no objective. Okay.
Well, then answer. Support your boy, man.
No, well, I think the Addison one was better. I wasn't that enamored by the Garrett Wilson catch. It didn't. It looked great. It was great catch. Great catch.
I think it's because, for me anyway, it was because I questioned if it was a touchdown or not.
Yeah, there's some weird stuff like that.
Getting the shin in, it was very close,
but also like people were comparing to the OBJ catch. That OBJ catch is way better. It's way better. I don't like. This is great, and just the stretched out look of it. You know, the picture makes them look similar, but when you watch it, I don't know. It doesn't feel as tight.
Hey, I hear you, but in that same game, he had the other touchdown grab that he reached out with one hand.
That one was good.
And then was able to just weave his way into the end zone. Two crazy catches. So then you got the Jordan Addison catch. There was another spectacular catch this weekend, and I am forgetting who it is.
Yeah, I remember. I can't think.
Insane.
But you know what, Garrett Wilson, before, like he has a better catch in my opinion. I think it was week 1 last year. You know, after Aaron Rodgers obviously went down, he has this catch.
Legs?
No, he's like, it's like a fade to the end zone, and he tips it again, and then catches it. Because the guy's like got his arm or something, so he has to tip it, catch it, and you can hear Joe Buck. I can still hear it right now. This is exactly what he sounds like. It might be loud, sorry for the listeners, but Joe Buck, he makes this catch and he goes, "Wow!" And it's sick. It gives me goosebumps when I hear. Like you go listen to it. It's exactly like how I just described it. It is awesome. It's probably one of my favorite catches. Other than that's probably number 2. The OBJ one, I probably watched that live. That was a long time ago, right? That Garrett Wilson is number 2, only to the 4th and 18 or whatever, Justin Jefferson wild ass catch for the Bills 2 years ago. So anyway, we're getting off topic here. This is the Vikings.
Off topic.
The Jets, boo. Aaron Rodgers, boo. My boys.
You dismantled the Colts. That's what it was.
Dismantled.
Defense, you know, like.
There was just weird things that happened. And like we talked about, the defense getting 7 points was off of Sam Darnold getting smashed in the face. Which, you've seen guys where they reach over. They, reach over a defender and they, smack the head, smack like that, the top of a helmet. Probably a little harder than I'm doing it. And that's roughing the passer if he's already thrown it, or it's unnecessary roughness, hitting the head and neck area of a quarterback. Sam Darnold got smashed in the face and fumbled the ball. More understandably, because he got smashed in the face. And then they pick that up and they score. Flag thrown. And they go and discuss, oh, yeah, that wasn't a face mask, actually. So no flag. And it's it doesn't matter if it was a face mask. It's almost like they were discussing whether it was or was not a face mask. It was not. So they said no penalty. But they forgot that there could have been a different penalty there. An unnecessary roughness for a hit to the head or neck area, which it clearly was. So that play would be nulled. There would be no defensive touchdown. We move up 15 yards. And so then Sam Darnold goes 2 weeks with a hit to the head, controversial no call. That swung points for the defense. You know, the Rams game, they get 2 points off of it. Now we're down 10. We don't even have a chance for a comeback, which could happen. It's possible. It would be tough, and then this game, that was the only points in the first half. So it was okay, so we're losing. We're down by a touchdown off of some BS. So it was a little lame to see, but what do you do, right?
You come back and you win the football game.
You come back and you win. And they did that.
That's the best type of win after a 2-game skid. You know, the momentum's still on the downswing at the beginning, and then you come back and you prevail. And that's exactly what the Vikings did. Incredible win. You guys are now 6-2. You're right in the thick of it. In the NFC wild card race, that 6-2 record honestly should be a good enough record to be a division leader. But wow, NFC North, we've talked about it before. Crazy, absolutely wild.
7-1.
Let's go to next week.
Yeah.
Build on it.
The thing is I feel like the team, from what they've been putting up these first 8 games, they have a chance. This is a team that's a division-winning team. The only problem is that there's possibly 2 other division-winning teams in our division, and so we don't need help from other teams. We just need help from one team. I think that the Lions are our only true competition. I think that we can put together a great season the rest of the way if we're playing like we did this last game. And but it's just that the Lions have to quit rolling, because they're rolling right now, 5 in a row or something like that, 6, something like that. And they're rolling. So we gotta get past that. And so it's up to them almost to falter a bit, because at their current level, it's pretty tough.
Yeah, to get up there. No, 100%, 100%. But hey, let's keep riding the momentum. Let's go on to next week. Yes.
Go Vikings. Thank
One
you
week
so much
at a
for giving me a good week.
100%. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. Go Vikings. Another win. If you are a fan of the Minnesota Vikings or the LA Chargers, please consider subscribing to the channel, liking the video, hit that notification bell. It really does help us out. We want to build an NFL community, a Chargers Vikings community, and we can only do that with you. Say hi in the comments. All right, Brandon, send us off.
Skol Bolts, everybody.
Skol Bolts.
Peace.